Hey everybody, it's Rob here. The PTR is starting in just a few hours and I wanted to show you here there is a pretty crazy Necromancer build that's getting a huge amount of buffs. It's the Bone Spirit Necromancer, and in fact there's already a clear here by GL that did 140 in the live game. It's already hitting for billions and billions. I'm going to show you the footage here. We also have the planner, and there's a buff to Blood Moon Breaches, and there is also a complete new aspect here, the Imprisoned Spirit aspect, which gives it another 70% X, but you're also losing like one of the aspects. But still, this build is going to be multiple tiers stronger and is already doing here 140. So I upgraded this in my tier list to be the best Necromancer build, and I think even with a slight nerfs but many buffs, it has potential to be clearing 145 pit plus, and with that makes it in S tier in this tier list draft. And let me just show you here how. So you're basically shooting this Bone Spirit with full essence, and they're doing some pretty crazy buffs here. And you guys can see here, and this is basically the gameplay. He makes pulls with Grasping Veins, then he curses them. He places a Bone Prison. He has Infinite Mist here for being immune, Blood Mist, sorry. And he's using pets to have very high essence amount, and every time he hits an enemy, he gets his essence back from a temper. You guys can see this here. So you see here, every time he blasts his spirits, it's hitting literally like the entire screen here for a couple of billions of damage. Like, this is not in the millions, man. It's in the billions of damage, and he can just... You see like how his essence goes back up after he casts, so he can just spam this pretty much, or basically almost spam it, and do incredible amount of damage here, and is blasting down this 140. You guys can see he did it in like 6 minutes, and then he fights the boss. So it's pretty insane to see. So you just make these buffs, make these pulls here. You can use your Blood Mist whenever you are in trouble, like he does here. Creates the pulls, pixels them in with the Corpse Tendrils. And then you just guys can see here like the sheer amount of crazy damage numbers that are popping up here as soon as he hits it with the spirit. Here you guys can see here every monster is basically taking a 2 billion hit here. So how much damage you want to do? Yes. So it's doing a lot of DPS. And yeah, he just cruises through 140. And this is in fact the highest Necro clear that I was able to find. I have another clear here with minions, but this is only in 139, so 1 tier lower. And the minion stonks are going down because they are nerfing Blighted. But they are buffing this build here. So this is, the stonks are going up. It did 140 on the live server. I'm gonna have the planner to the live and also to season 5 in the description. And yeah, it is pretty fantastic, and it's really cool to see, you know, a build rock like this, and is potentially gonna be one of the best Necro builds. And he basically just takes down this boss here. The boss fight obviously in high tier takes some time, guys. This is with every build. But if you're taking this in 120, it's gonna one-shot everything. Again, 2 billion per hit here. And he also takes down this boss here. Let me see, what is he hitting for here? So he just did a nuke. Here, 1.6 billion on every hit, basically. So only does billions whenever he hits here, 1.6 billion again. So very consistently, like, takes the chunks off the boss, 2 billion. And this hits in AoE, right? If he has 2 billion again, so every time he does this combination, he hits for some giga damage. And there is a new aspect coming, guys. 1.7 multiplier. So you'll have to give up one of your weak aspects and get a 1.7 multiplier. And there's also buffs to the overpower coming to the Necromancer from the Blood Moon Breaches. Talk about that here in a second. As he takes down this boss, you guys can see the gameplay here. He basically staggers and blasts him. And I know you guys might say it takes long, but this is 140. Like, literally pushed here. And he clears it. 141 unlocked here for him. And that looks pretty amazing. And yeah, this Necromancer overall looks pretty potent. This is already the season 5 planner. I'm gonna link the clear down below. Definitely check out JL here and give him a like or a sub. And this is the clear. And they are buffing the Blood Moon Breaches here. As per the patch notes, we're getting the Imprisoned Spirits. This is a new offensive aspect. So this is completely new. It doesn't exist right now. When Bone Spirit explodes inside of Bone Prison. That's also one of the reasons we take the... I don't have the Bone Prison on the bar here. What are we doing? That's also one of the reasons we take the Bone Prism here. together with Bone Spirit, it's going to create this effect here, and it explodes an additional time for 70% of the base. And you know, if something does percent of base, there's also a good chance it's going to double dip with multipliers. But even if it doesn't double dip, if it's not bugged, it's still going to be strong. And it prioritizes enemies inside of Bone's prison. And there's another buff coming to the pants that we're using, Blood Moon Breaches, where the bonus overpower damage to cursed enemies, and remember, we curse enemies here, is in fact getting up to from 1.7 to 2x now. So we are seeing a pretty cool damage buff. There is a small nerf here to the Grasping Veins aspect that we're using here. So they changed this one here to be a little weaker, but overall it's going to be a net buff of about 2 to 3 tiers. So I'm expecting this to do 145. And we'll talk about the build here real quick. I just wanted to make sure that I have no more Bone Storm here, and we have Bone Prison. So there's the Season 4 version. This one is using Sacrificial, so not too crazy. And Blood Moon Breaches anyways, but the Season 5 version, we have the planner updated already. It also has all the new values here. We can now use the Imprisoned Spirit aspect. So we are also rocking Bloodgetter here with Skeleton Priest, so we have the Reapers out here. And these will basically increase our essence with this requirement aspect here. So you get 7 maximum essence per active minion. And there's also this Casting Macabre skills restores primary resource. So you guys can see this in the footage. This is basically the main way the build works. Whenever you cast this Bone Spirit, you're getting essence back, and you're also using Banished Lord Talisman. And if you have the right gear, you can basically spend your entire essence pool on every Bone Spirit hit and then restore that same essence. I calculated this in a previous video. In one hit, so every hit is guaranteed to overpower with Banished Lord Talisman and with this Casting Macabre skills, because you just need 275 maximum essence, and this scales your damage anyways. Like, you have an amazing synergy with all that stuff. So you are scaling this like pretty crazy, and you get all the sacrifice effects here, and you're getting max essence here from your helm, you're getting max essence from your offhand, and max essence here from your Requiem aspect. And this just allows you to hit 300 essence combined with your Paragon, and then you just shoot it all. It's going to automatically consume all the spirit, all the essence that you have to shoot a powerful spirit, and then do a big overpower hit guaranteed every time with Banished Lords. And you will also guaranteed to crit on these hits because you are rocking the Serration here. And if you have 300 essence, you basically only need about 50-ish crit chance to reach the max crit chance. So you'll have 100% crit chance, 100% overpower. And that's why all the numbers you see that he's generating here is always orange, because he is both overpowering and critting here 3 billion every freaking time. And this is just insanely strong. So the Banished Lord Talisman is definitely the best. We have Requiem, we have Aspect of Torments here. This one is a multiplier to your essence generation, and it's very important to have the Casting Macabre skills, restores resources. This is what makes the build work. And then we're rocking Crit Chance Intelligence here. You don't need too much Crit Chance. We don't even have it on gloves at the moment. It depends a bit on how your current spirit, but you can also go, if you have too much, you can also go Intelligence already, right? So that's like fully up to you. What you choose there. And then you have Bloodgetter, Hardened Bones, Grasping Veins, Blood Moon's Breaches, Occult Dominion, Serration in the weapon, Banished Lords, Requiem, Torment, and the new aspect, Imprisoned Spirits. We are sacrificing the, we're not sacrificing, we are using the Reapers here to get all the extra essence here from the Requiem. 7 essence is pretty insane. And yeah, we just sacrifice the other 2 here, 1.3x overpower, 1.35x crit damage multiplier, and we just have the all the skeletons, and we're happy with that. And then again, Blood Mist if we get in danger, Bone Prison we need to proc the stuff. It also makes enemies vulnerable, and you also get essence per trapped enemy. So this is a very nice way to restore your essence, and then to just shoot your Bone Spirits constantly. Decrepify and Corpse Central skill trees looking like this. So you always want all the max essence, all the blast here, Hued Flesh, Blood Mist, spiked armor until you have max armor 9200, the Skeleton Warrior Mastery here, and then you get the essence here, You get the extra corpses, you get the death embrace, you get the amplify damage you cast with the Caprify. This one also helps you with your cooldown even further. Corpse tendrils, and this one is for fortify. Then obviously you max Bone Spirit here with the rune. That also gives you extra spirit, and then you combine this with your resource generation from your Banished Lord's talisman, and it's just gonna like shoot up your spirit like crazy, and basically allows you to perma spam this. Inspiring Leader for attack speed, and also the ossified essence, because you're already scaling 300 essence, and this is just such a cool synergy here. Paragon board, we'll just go over it real quick here. We have control at the starter board. We have essence here in the bone graft board. On the right side here, we're rocking corporal in the flesh eater board. All the big damage multipliers. Basically, we have dead razor here in the cult leader board. Obviously, we don't need cult leader, no minions. We have bloodbath with grave keeper here, and on the right side here we have blood Badger's blood with amplify because we curse stuff. And then last but not least, we have the Scent of Death here with the new or buff dominate glyph. This is actually just a glyph that the barbs can dream of, man. 1.12x against vulnerable target and a bunch of additive combined with the Scent of Death for even more multiplicative damage and damage reduction. I think this is going to be one of the best builds. I'm going to put this in the description. Also the Season 4 build that did 140 right now. And check out GL here, definitely. Pretty cool, clear, pretty strong. And I think one of the, or maybe the only S tier build that Necro has. We'll see after the PTR. The Necro class definitely has some problems now because they apparently nerfed quite a lot of builds with some of the changes, especially to Shadow Blight, which was not really much appreciated by the Necromancer player base, and I get it. And I'm just hoping that they, you know, bring all the classes like on the Barb level so we can have a lot of fun together. And the PTR starts in a little bit. I'll be live and I'll be streaming, I'll be testing. I'll probably start with Barb, and I'll make a separate video of all the builds I'm looking forward to test there. But yeah, Necro is strong. Druid has the AK-47 build that is in S tier. Necro has one right here. The Rogue has plenty of them. And Barb has a couple of them. We'll see about the Sorcs, probably still in S tier. But we'll see. This is just a tier list draft. I'm also going to put a link in the description. And I'll see you soon. Enjoy the PTR. Let's go test. GG. Alright guys, quick little addition here. I saw on a video here hitting for 6 billion here per Bone Spear on the target dummy. So you guys can see this build is absolutely crazy. And it hits for a lot of damage. And also here the original creator of the build, Sorc, reached out. So check him out here, and he is blasting down and taking down Uber Lilith and all the Uber bosses here in just 1 or 2 Bone Spirits. So this build has true S tier potential for the Necromancer and is incredibly powerful. It's only going up from here. And yeah, if you just want to like boink some Uber bosses like with the good old Hoda days, you know, just like shoot them down here in 1 or 2, well, not really boinks, but as close as you can get. So big overpower hit, big orange number, completely dominating here. And yeah, I think it's going to be a fantastic PTR. And some of the Necro builds are eating good, and some others, I think, will still need some help. But here, 6 Barbarian, man. Even the Barbs could dream of an overpower hit like this. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked this video, make sure to subscribe, leave a like or a comment. I'm also live on Twitch almost every day, so come and say hi.